Promoting the growth of the tabletop sports hobby, this is ImagiSport.
Hello there, and welcome to this ImagiSport news update. I'm Derek Jones. Thank you once again for taking the time to watch this video. Those of you who follow my channel have probably noticed that I've been pretty invisible these past few months. I've not been able to get a lot of content, new content, I should say, on my channel. That is certainly not by design. The truth is that this past summer has turned out to be a little bit busier than I anticipated here at ImagiSport Central. Long story short, my daughter is prepping up for her senior year of high school, so we as a family decided to redo her bedroom. Little did we know that that would involve two other rooms in our house. The room where I normally shoot my videos for this channel being one of them. So throughout all the moving and refinishing furniture and moving stuff around and painting and all that, the room that I'm in now, which is again the room which I use for this channel, was pretty much unavailable for about the past 3 months. So that's one big reason as to why you didn't really see a lot of new content since the spring. And the other is just basically time as well. Because like I said, we were doing a lot of home projects this summer. I was away in the Washington, D.C. area for a week on a training for my work. And there have just been some other factors. And I just, like I said, was not able to get content out like I had anticipated. That does not mean I have not been gaming. Oh, on the contrary, I've been plenty involved in the sports gaming world. As you may or may not know, I do run 2 Stratomatic hockey leagues using the Stratomatic hockey computer version. Our summer league is currently at the mid-season point right now, where I have one of the expansion teams. And of course, I'm dead last in my division. We're waiting to prepare for our mid-season waiver draft, hoping that the ratings for next season's card sets will come out either tomorrow or Wednesday. So that'd be August 10th or 11th if you are watching, depending on when you're watching this video. So, and also my winter league is getting ready to gear up for the 1980-81 season. That's the Rewind Hockey League. Are going to have our draft for that sometime in mid-September. So I run those 2 leagues. And in addition, I'm in a 3rd Stratomatic Hockey League where we're using the 1975-76 WHA set. Each of us picked the team. I picked the Minnesota Fighting Saints. There are 8 of us in this league. And so we each picked a team, and then we drafted free agents from the teams that were not chosen. In this league, I think we're just about completed with the 3rd out of 5 months. I'm in 3rd in my division, but I'm pretty far behind the top 2 teams in the division at this point. And if that weren't enough leagues for me, I'm also involved in a league in History Maker Baseball by Play.com. We have a Baseball America 2022 co-op going on. You may recognize some of the names that are in the league. One of them is Steve Tower. He runs the New England Minutemen. I run the Buffalo Bees. At the time of this video, I am sitting in 2nd place, but the 1st place team from Charlotte is pretty much the class of the league right now, and they're starting to run away with the regular season crown with about a month and a half to go. So probably about 10 games, I think, that are left to play for each team in that. So as you can see, I've been very involved with the leagues, also with a few of my projects. I'm still slowly chugging along with my Soccer Blast project, replaying the 1977 Cosmos season, seeing how Pele does statistic-wise in that. Right now, I think the Cosmos are 13-7, so there's 6 games left for them to play. I got San Jose coming up next, I think. But really, Pele really hasn't been the story. It's been Giorgio Canale. I think he has like 12 goals somehow. I think that's what it is. I do keep track of that project on the Play Delphi forums. You can go over there and check out the write-ups there. And my 80s Greats Hockey League in shootout hockey is slowly going. I usually play it when I'm in the mood to play shootout hockey. I did knock out a couple games here, I think about 2 or 3 nights ago. Almost done with November in that. And yeah, I know I should probably pick up the pace in that project. But again, that's just one of those things where if I feel like playing it, I'll play it. You know, if something else comes along, I'll play that. And that's not even counting, you know, a lot of the other things that I wish I could have time to play. And some things that are coming up on the horizon. But don't despair. There's still going to be some new content coming on ImagiSport very soon. As promised, we're going to continue the story with the Old School Wrestling Association. So, of course, that big 6-man match is coming up with the race car drivers, Jordy Pettis and Ray Bob Walker. So I still have yet to roll those matches. Hopefully we'll get those rolled, like I said, sometime in the next month, and then we'll get the next episode of that out and running. And I still want to do my great games of the past series. I do have a couple old games that you may or may not have heard of. Some things that aren't really around anymore. And like I said, you might not have even heard of them, but they are still pretty fun to play. And I did want to show them off a little bit here. So I've got 2 or 3 games that, you know, kind of fit that mold. And so I want to go ahead and showcase that as well. As far as other things that I want to try, for second season, normally for second season, I do a football project every fall where I take the Football America teams and I make my own universe out of them, which I call the Pennsylvania Football League. I just take each Football America team and just rename it after a city in Pennsylvania, which is the state where I live. Well, after finding out that the Football America set for this year will not be released until September, if it even gets released at all, along with the fact that I normally like to try to start this project around Labor Day, made the decision that PFL is going to kind of go on hiatus for the time being. Not going to be sure if it will come back or not. If Play decides to release a new Football America set, I may toy with the idea of making the PFL a spring league and starting it pretty much right after the Super Bowl ends. But again, we'll just have to wait and see on that. But for this fall, what I think I'm going to do is finally get around to playing with a set that I got back in a holiday sale a few years ago, the 2017 NFL, and probably just do a replay of the playoffs. That was the year that the Steelers inexplicably lost to Blake Bortles and the Jaguars. So I would definitely like to replay that game, see if we could get a little bit of a different outcome than what happened in real life there. Also, for those of you that are wondering, of course, sometimes I do make card sets for different games. One of them primarily is Hockey Blast. I made some East Coast Hockey League seasons or ECHL seasons in the past, and I'm currently working on one for the 2003-04 season. Back over the winter, I did run into a little bit of a roadblock with that. I was about halfway through distributing the qualities for the teams when I realized I was basing those quality calculations on an incorrect number of games in the regular season. So I had to go back and recalculate everything. And so I had to kind of redo the qualities for some of the teams. So that's been, of course, a little slow going as well with, of course, everything else that has been going on. So now I'm looking at a launch date for that set of the fall 2023, which would be 20 years since that season took place, which I think would be a more appropriate time to release it as well. As far as why I'm doing that season, a couple reasons. One is Artur Zerbe, who is an NHL goalie and a pretty good one for quite a few years. He actually spent some time in ECHL with Johnstown that season. Won't get into the details as to why, but it more or less dealt with contracts and with the Hurricanes trying to find a place to play him because they didn't really have any plans for him in the NHL, at least at the beginning of that season anyway. It turned out to be Johnstown's best ever season in their franchise history. Only for them to lose a 1-game playoff in the first round. So again, once I get that set done, probably replay those playoffs to see if I can get a different outcome there. And this past Christmas, I got some Legends of Wrestling card sets from Phil Singer Games. I really, really want to get that to the table at some point, but I don't necessarily, I'm not really sure if I'm ready to start that Fed yet. I may want to get a few more cards and kind of get the wrestlers I want to see in there before I start making some headway on that. So again, didn't really want to get on too long here. I just want to let you know that yes, I'm alive and well, and like I said, I've been engaged in the sports sim hobby, as have many of you. Just haven't had time to get anything on camera. That's all. And so again, hopefully that'll change here in the next coming weeks. I should have a better idea of what my fall work schedule is going to look like in the next couple weeks. That will again kind of determine what content gets put on this channel and what does not. So once again, stay tuned for another episode of Old School Wrestling here sometime down the road, as well as my great games of the past series. And as always, if there's a particular game of mine that you want to see on this channel, go to my about page on my channel page there and look at the games that I have. And if you have a request for anything, please let me know. Email me, djones90@yahoo.com, or you can send me a comment through YouTube, or you can even comment on this video. And I'll try my best to accommodate the requests that come in and get the teams and the games that you want to see on this channel. Thank you once again for watching this ImagiSport News Update. This is Derek Jones saying have a great rest of your day. And most of all, keep on rolling. We'll see you later.